More than 2,000 years ago, one man changed the face of the world forever. A warrior, a visionary, and a ruler whose ambition knew no bounds. His name echoed from Greece to India, Alexander the Great. Born in a small kingdom, he rose to command the mightiest empire of the ancient world. This is the story of Alexander the Great, the conqueror who changed the world. Discovery Education presents Part 1, Early Life in Macedonia. Our journey begins in 356 BCE, in the city of Pella, the capital of Macedonia. Alexander was born to King Philip II and Queen Olympias, a royal family destined for greatness and conflict alike. His mother, Olympias, claimed descent from Achilles, the legendary hero of Troy. His father, Philip, was a master strategist who transformed Macedonia from a small kingdom into a powerful military state. From a young age, Alexander was different, intelligent, proud, and fiercely ambitious. He tamed a wild horse named Bucephalus at the age of 12, a feat no man could achieve. Philip, amazed, proclaimed, "My boy, seek a kingdom worthy of your greatness." To shape his mind, Philip hired one of history's greatest philosophers, Aristotle. Under his mentorship, Alexander studied philosophy, science, politics, and literature, developing a thirst for knowledge that would follow him onto the battlefield. Part 2, Ascending to the Throne. In 336 BCE, tragedy struck. King Philip II was assassinated, possibly in a political conspiracy. At just 20 years old, Alexander inherited the throne of Macedonia. Many doubted his ability to rule. Neighboring states saw a chance to break free, but Alexander acted swiftly. He crushed rebellions in Thessaly and Thebes, burning the city to the ground as a warning to others. The message was clear: the boy king was now a ruthless ruler. With Greece united under his command, Alexander turned his eyes eastward, toward Persia, the greatest empire of the known world. Part 3, The Invasion of Persia. In 334 BCE, Alexander led an army of 40,000 soldiers across the Hellespont, the narrow strait separating Europe and Asia. He had one goal: to conquer the Persian Empire. Before stepping on Asian soil, he threw a spear into the ground and declared, "I accept this land as a gift from the gods." His first challenge came at the Battle of Granicus River. Facing Persian satraps, Alexander's forces fought fiercely. Despite being heavily outnumbered, his brilliant tactics secured victory, the first step in his legendary campaign. As he advanced through Asia Minor, Alexander portrayed himself as a liberator, freeing Greek cities from Persian rule. But liberation quickly turned to domination. Transition to Battle of Issus, 333 BCE. At Issus, Alexander faced the Persian king Darius III for the first time. Though Darius commanded a massive army, Alexander's strategic genius prevailed. Darius fled the battlefield, leaving behind his family and treasury. Instead of punishing them, Alexander treated Darius's family with honor. It wasn't just conquest, it was diplomacy. Part 4, Egypt and the Founding of Alexandria. In 332 BCE, Alexander entered Egypt, a land long under Persian rule. The Egyptians, seeing him as a liberator, welcomed him as a pharaoh and even called him son of Ammonius. During his stay, Alexander founded a new city, Alexandria, on the shores of the Mediterranean. It would become one of the greatest centers of learning, culture, and trade in the ancient world, a city that still bears his name to this day. The dream of uniting East and West was taking shape. Part 5, The Fall of Persia. In 331 BCE, Alexander faced Darius once again, this time at Gaugamela, near modern-day Iraq. The stakes were immense: control of the Persian Empire. Though outnumbered 5-1, Alexander's brilliant use of the phalanx and cavalry wedge broke the Persian lines. Once again, Darius fled, and Alexander claimed victory. The Persian capital, Persepolis, fell soon after. Its immense palaces and treasures symbolized centuries of empire, now under Macedonian rule. Legend says Alexander set Persepolis ablaze, either as revenge for Persia's invasion of Greece or a drunken act of arrogance. Whatever the reason, the empire of Persia was no more. Part 6. Into India. With Persia conquered, most would have stopped. But Alexander's ambition was boundless. He pressed eastward into India, the edge of the known world. In 326 BCE, at the Battle of the Hydaspes River, Alexander faced King Porus, a mighty ruler who commanded elephants and fierce warriors. The battle was brutal. Alexander's troops struggled against the elephant's strength, but through tactical brilliance, he triumphed once again. When Porus was captured, Alexander asked how he wished to be treated. The Indian king replied, "Like a king." Impressed, Alexander not only spared him, he made him an ally. Part 7. The long march home. But the victories came at a cost. After years of campaigning, Alexander's men were weary. At the Hyphasis River, they refused to march further east. Realizing their exhaustion, Alexander turned back. His return journey through the Gedrosian desert was devastating. Thousands perished from heat and starvation. By 323 BCE, Alexander reached Babylon, now the capital of his vast empire, stretching from Greece to India. He planned new campaigns, perhaps even toward Arabia. But fate had other plans. Part 8. Death and Legacy. In June 323 BCE, at just 32 years old, Alexander fell ill, possibly from fever, poison, or exhaustion. After days of suffering, he died, leaving no clear successor. His empire fractured almost immediately. His generals, the Diadochi, divided it into separate kingdoms, the dream of a united world fading away. Yet, Alexander's legacy lived on. He spread Greek language, art, and culture across continents, giving rise to the Hellenistic era, a fusion of East and West. Cities like Alexandria became beacons of science and philosophy. His story inspired leaders from Julius Caesar to Napoleon. Alexander the Great died young, but his name became immortal.
O Conqueror, o visionary, o legend.
He didn't just change the map, he changed the world. Alexander the Great, the conqueror who changed the world, presented by Discovery Education. Subscribe for more historical documentaries.